Okie dokie. Here we are, everybody. Episode 33 of Pittsburgh Pirates franchise. You guys voted on the poll. We are in Seattle. First time in the series, we are in Seattle. Against a Seattle Mariners team that is not like the real life team. Got some nice players on the team. They still got Julio Rodriguez. They still got Cal Raleigh. They've definitely made some additions to this team, including one of their top prospects, Drew Pope, is here for this team. We'll get familiar with him as he's hitting leadoff from the looks of it. Got the Raley and Fraley combo in the outfield. Arnie Clement, former Blue Jay, and the biggest addition in the offseason for them was Ha-Seong Kim. So we'll see what we can get here. We'll know that guy's by the All-Star break. He keeps stealing bases. Of course, I haven't really kept up with him in real life. Completely ironic. I've seen like 3 other franchises, like series on YouTube, and everybody is picking up Chandler Simpson. And I'm just like, I hate when, like, I mean, obviously it's not on purpose. Everyone runs their franchise different, but I find it really annoying that I pick a player that I think is just, you know, sneaky good, but then I find out that everybody's getting that player, and I'm like, well, okay. Perfectly fine, though. All right, so let's get into the game here tonight. Appreciate you guys. Want to like and subscribe to the channel. Be nice. We're at 362 subscribers. At 400, we're doing a custom merch box giveaway. So, if you want to help out any way you can, that would be appreciated. Let's see here. Shout out to Roqueeb for the off-stream follow on Twitch. Thank you very much. So here we go. Let's just hop into it, shall we? We come in at 51 and 31. We are doing very well. Only I think we have a 5-game lead in the Central. A lot of ice, a lot of snowflakes in this lineup. Don't like that. But they also have a lot of snowflakes. O'Neal Cruz is having a monster season, by the way. He's already fixing to top his stolen bases from last season. He had 22 last season. He's already got 20.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad
and
you're
this
with
is
us.
late May.
Interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's
or
the
late
Pittsburgh
June,
Pirates
I'm sorry.
taking on the Seattle Mariners.
Mute my phone here. All right, so some of the game storylines here. Spencer Horwitz doing good. We're going to talk about O'Neal Cruz here in a second. Yeah, there's Drew Pope. League news, anything going on here? Mason Wynn has a hitting streak. There was a trade between the Cardinals and Orioles. I think the Orioles got somebody. It was a first baseman, Bazana. I think that's his name. The trade didn't make sense. I looked at it, and the trade didn't make a lot of sense. So it looks like Luke Keeschel made his debut for the Twins. Billy Cook breaks out, and that's about it. Okay, so not a whole lot going on. Farm report, I'm telling you guys, Danny Odell, it's almost time. I think at the All-Star break, he is going to be promoted to AAA. He's putting up great numbers in AA at the moment. 310 average, 8 home runs. Chris O'Neill is starting to slump a little bit, but he's still hitting very good in AA as well. Sam Sinecor will also probably get a promotion soon. Gene Groves, top pitching prospect for us besides Bubba Chandler. He looks good as well. And there's Bubba Chandler. And, of course, Tamar Johnson made his debut. Connor Griffin is hurt, so he's going to be out for 2 months in the season. What's up, Gabe? So, big setback there for Connor Griffin. So let's check out O'Neal Cruz.
Biggest story coming into this one is what he's been able to do at the plate recently. Absolutely on fire, Singy.
Yeah, he's been terrific, Boog. Has really made this a dangerous team. His bat's
Man.
been lethal of late, and it's opened
Last
up a
16
lot of
games for
opportunities
O'Neal
for his
Cruz.
teammates,
2 home
too.
runs, 10 ribbies, an average of 393 OPS over 1,000.
All right, we'll be
He's
back
staying
to get this
hot.
one started after this.
So, we are here in Seattle.
Just about set to go. And starting this one, Logan
Let's
Gilbert.
take on
and Siggy,
Logan
we
Gilbert.
were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
I've just been so impressed with when it seems like there's more
So the
pressure,
Mariners may be
he's
struggling
more
right now,
calm
20 games under 500, but their pitching rotation is in the top 5 in the league. So it's definitely not because of their pitching that they are struggling.
settles in.
Let's take a look at Logan Gilbert here, 29-year-old, 93 overall righty, slider, four-seam splitter, curve, and cutter. Free agent at the end of the year. Woo! I like to hear that. Having a solid season, though. He's 5-8, ERA 3.5. Definitely can be better than that, but we'll see what he gets paid in the offseason. A lot of quirks will be in his favor here today. 3 out of these 4 will be. So, just doing a March to October with the Nats. I had the Nats Braves game pulled up. Saw Robert Hassel III get his first hit. So, Nats have something cooking over there. They just need to get it together. What's up, State? Seattle can sometimes have issues scoring.
And he's done an incredible
Well, this
job
this
with runners in scoring
Mariners
position.
team is
Most
not
guys, they get a little
what
tight,
we're
they start to
familiar
aim the
with.
baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser, the
One of their
ball
top
comes out of his
prospects, like
hand
I
with
said,
more
Drew
right,
Pope
and
is
he's able
up.
to wiggle off the
We'll
hook
see him hitting leadoff. They still got Julio
situations and get his team back
Rodriguez.
in the dugout.
They've got the Rayleigh and Fraley connection in the outfield.
Here's a high chopper.
Simpson looks like he will ground out.
1 out in the top of the first.
That's how we get started.
Here's the Pirates lineup now. A really frustrating showing for them in their last game. Lots of traffic
There
on the
is our
bases, but
lineup,
they
man.
left a
Brian
ton of
Hayes,
runners
got to watch
on
for
base. Couldn't cash in
213.
their
I
chances,
just don't
Chris.
know how
They
much
had
more
plenty of chances.
proper
There's
time
nobody
we're going to
blame it
give
on
him
but
at third
themselves
base.
offensively. They just did a
If
poor
we're going to make a
job
playoff
converting
run, I
in
need him
those
to be more
situations.
than just
you
a
have
glove.
to figure
You know?
out what's your plan going to be. Maybe watch some tape from the last game. Make the adjustment. So if you get those opportunities in this
Here
one,
is
you've got a
Horwitz.
much better chance of scoring some runs.
Spencer Horwitz.
So Horwitz getting the MLB The Show treatment. Despite him hitting 320 this season, having a solid season last year, he's actually losing overall. His potential has been downgraded back to a C from a B potential. And from the start of the season, he was an 80 overall, and now he's a 78. So I don't know if age is playing into that or what it is, but with these numbers, I really don't know why he's regressing. He's even in the running for a Gold Glove at first base. So he's getting an MLB The Show treatment for some reason. Don't know why exactly that is. The power has definitely not been here.
In now.
But other
Takes
than
ball
that,
one
he's
off
been
the plate.
fantastic.
1 down, base is empty. This one ripped, but foul to the right.
Hopefully we can turn
This is
it
a hitter who
around.
takes his game to another level, playing at night.
1-1.
The 1-1
Don't
is
make fun of
fouled
that, but I
off.
did.
1 out,
So how you
base
guys
is
been
empty.
doing?
That
Inside,
one
2-2.
inside.
Leo finishes. Man, I'm a proud dad. I'll tell you that. Leo finishes second grade tomorrow.
Foul ball.
Got
another
straight
2-2
A's on his
upcoming.
report card.
I
Very
would
proud
throw
of
another
him.
breaking ball. Try
He's
to
worked
go
hard to
get
get his
the
grades
fastball
up.
Slightly elevated. He just
And
is having a
boy,
hard
he
time
killed it.
catching up.
He killed it in the last 18 weeks. So very proud of him for
Still
that.
2-2 after the foul ball.
Just brag on my boy a minute. Hopefully 10 years in the future, look back at this, be like, son, you did a good job in second grade.
Left-hand batter waits.
Upstairs, full count. Bryan Reynolds on deck. Oof.
And that one is lifted in the
Hanging
air.
splitter, I think we just missed it.
Rodriguez. Under it.
Rodriguez will go back, and he will catch it on the
And
warning
there's
track.
2 down.
That was a loud second out. We must have just missed it.
2 outs, base is empty. Bryan Reynolds here. Maybe not an elite level switch hitter, but still a guy. Some contact and just success as a hitter from both sides of the plate.
All right, defense for the...
Well, he doesn't get too big with the swing. He knows how to hit behind runners, and those are guys that can just smell that RBI. So when you're talking about a consistent player like this that can give you good at-bats from each side of the plate, that's the guy that you're going to see many times coming up big.
Anyway, defense for the Mariners. Fraley in left, Rodriguez in center. There's Drew Pope, one of their top prospects in right field. Clement, Kim, Newman, and Rayleigh around the infield. Cal Raleigh behind the dish. And I don't know who they have DHing. They have somebody DHing. Obviously. They have somebody DHing. Jose Tena. I don't know who that is. So, I'm going to be up front with you guys. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he swings and misses, and it's nothing in one.
Good fastball going early until they
Here
show
is
they can
Bryan
make some good
Reynolds.
contact. You keep on throwing the pitch.
2 outs, base is empty.
Yeah, all's pretty good. Like I said, we're in for a long summer. But we'll make it. We always do. We always do. I have zero concern. Streaming schedule might be slightly different during the summer. On Mondays, you may see me stream MLB The Show early afternoon. If anyone's interested in that. And I have to see how everything else goes after that. But
and it remains 2-2.
Enjoying the challenge of pitching without the ball marker. So wait, like you don't have the actual ball, or are you talking about the tail behind it?
And that one
Reynolds gets jammed, center field. Julio will grab it.
Settles underneath it.
Gilbert pitches a 1-2-3 inning.
We'll go to the bottom of the first. 0-0.
Mariners coming up to bat against Johan Oviedo. I was going to make it Paul Skeens, but I miscalculated, and he's going to miss the series by 1 game. So we're checking with Oviedo. We're trying to do a Skeens Day start next episode.
Towing the slab here, Johan Oviedo.
Well, it hasn't been a great year so far.
There's Oviedo, 6-2 on the year, ERA 4.4.
There have been some flashes of greatness.
Not the Cy Young
we'll see today
potential that we
he's
saw
able
last
to
year.
Get ahead of hitters and perhaps get some swings and misses, put himself in a position to bring that ERA down, because you know in the back of his
Going
mind,
off feel and
beyond
vibration.
the W,
Ooh, that's...
he wants to have a better...
Wow. You are a better man than I am. Checking in with the Johan Oviedo, 29 years old, 79 overall, free agent at the end of the year. Fastball, slider, curve, sinker, and circle change. Not the season he had last year, but let's be honest, we didn't expect him to pull that off 2 seasons in a row. It was a very slim chance he was going to pull that off. But he's been okay in his last 10 starts. 3-1, ERA just a tick over 4. Don't know who these opponents are here, but he's gone over 5 innings. And what is this, like 9 out of his last 10 games? So that's good. He's been going deep into games. We could use it.
run average.
We do have a slight injury going into the game tonight. And I believe it is...
Drew, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1.
Is it Majinski? No? Holderman. So Holderman's not available. He's got an inflamed nerve. So Holderman's not available out of the bullpen.
Pope launched a homer in his most recent game.
And here's Drew Pope. And there goes Drew Pope. Right field.
That one carried. Out of here.
And he is going to lead off with a tee-off.
He circles the bases. It's his 8th.
Didn't even get a chance to talk about him.
Just like that, they move in front.
He is one of their upcoming stars. It's a leadoff home run.
Yep, seeing the ball well, and he's got his timing locked in. He's looking pretty dangerous at the dish right now.
1-0 Seattle.
Look, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get
378,
it,
not
it
crushed,
enough
but it was
behind
enough.
for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave it
For the birds, it sucks.
to try and bring that one back.
The only time I have
Now,
free.
Kevin Newman.
He's been tearing it up at the plate recently, hitting better than .350 this month.
That one
Here's
outside.
Kevin Newman still
Ball
playing
one.
here in 2027. Having a good year.
Multi-time All-Star. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, a sinker, and he works in a changeup. Next offering
Yeah,
is
Oviedo's
in for a
definitely
strike.
having some issues
With
with
the
the
big
home
bats
run ball.
coming up and a home run already surrendered. He's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
Swing
I'm
and
gonna
a
miss.
miss,
1-2
and
to
that's
Newman.
strike two.
I believe the
Man,
Mariners
that
come
was
in
pretty
fourth
close
in the
right there.
division, in the AL West.
Nobody on,
Going
nobody
into
out
this
with
game.
a run in. You're in game one of this three-game set.
We have a 5-game lead over the
And
Cardinals,
down on
I believe.
strikes he goes.
So,
And that's the first out.
so he
Nice
gets
recovery
Newman
after
striking
giving up
out
the homer.
first K of the night.
Well, definitely a borderline pitch right there. And
No,
he
I
didn't
know
look
you're
too
not.
convinced as he headed
I
down
hate
to
starting
the
this late
dugout.
too, man.
You know,
I
those
really
are
do.
tough ones to
I
let
try to
go
start
as
at
a hitter,
8, but
with the
it's
human
getting
umpire calling
harder
balls
too.
and strikes, it's always going to be on you to protect yourself with 2 strikes.
And now it's Julio Rodriguez.
Really strong hitting performance recently, batting over 300 so far.
Here's
this
Julio.
month.
That one misses. Ball one.
Part of the order
One
coming
ball,
through
no
now, and
strike.
with 1 home run already
Yeah,
in
no, I
this
ain't worried
inning, they're definitely looking
I ain't
to
worried
do
about
some
it at
more
all.
damage.
Rodriguez matched a homer in
I
his
think if
last
worse
game.
comes to worse, what I'll do is I'll probably pre-record the games and upload them.
So 2
But,
balls and no strikes.
Cue ball.
I do worry about my consistency in the future. As Leo gets older and older and his bedtime gets later and later, you know, I don't want to just, you know, say, okay, see ya. Yeah.
Next offering is fouled back.
No, we do the best we can. Two and two to Julio.
Misses.
There's full count.
And the count's full.
That's a good pitch
No,
there.
dude. Sean, you
Really had some
over-explain
run and
yourself. No.
finished a little up and in, just
You know how
on the
blunt I am.
edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Outside, and that is
Leo
ball
will take a
4.
base.
Now, this is a story we were paying attention to before the game. We've seen him give up walks in the past, and it's an issue once again early on.
One down. Luke Raley up next for the Mariners.
Here is
One of the
Raley.
stars in the win yesterday as he had 3 hits.
I keep an eye on Julio over there.
And he's back in on a dive.
How many stolen bases does Julio have? Oh, well, I guess we won't know. He's probably going to steal. I'll go ahead and say it. He's probably going to steal.
Misses just
Right.
off the outside.
Good strike
edge.
zone,
I
one
think
of
that
them.
was a strike.
Gotta wonder if the Mariners are going to be trading some pieces at the deadline. They have some solid pieces. You know, Rayleigh's one of them. Fraley's one of them. Cal Raleigh is one of them. He's a free agent at the end of the year.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at
see.
them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double
But
play.
I hope I don't get to that point where I just
Man
record
in
and
first,
upload.
one
Because
away.
I like interacting with you guys. I do. I like interacting with people in a way.
That's
Two
way
outside,
outside.
2-1.
And it's 2-1.
But, you know, I know I don't get that same interaction with recorded stuff. Is he going to run?
Just
3-1.
missed. Chris with that distraction and a speedy guy at
Fraley
first.
on deck.
He's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great
got
spot
98
for a
power,
hitter to
by the
be
way.
in.
Don't like that.
Check on the runner, and he's back in safely.
Oh, nice.
And that's disengagement number 2. Rodriguez, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. And
Wow.
ball 4, 2 aboard.
All right, back-to-back
here
walks.
we go again with the walks. It's been a real struggle finding the zone for him in the past. Now, even if they get out of this jam, these walks add pressure and stress to the
Here's
entire
Fraley
team.
now.
2 on, 1 out. Fraley will hit next.
I love how impossible the
pitch
bar gets
misses
when
for
there's
ball
runners in
1.
scoring
At
position.
this
It
point,
just
the
goes
clean
so
inning is
freaking
over.
fast.
Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
Like, you can't even hit the daggum line.
Up and in. And
All right,
that's
2-0.
ball 2.
Let's have a mound visit
Couple
here.
runners on,
We can't
2
find the
ball
zone.
count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute.
Oviedo
finish your
really
pitch.
struggling.
If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Very fun and realistic. Yeah, I must admit, I don't even know really what the vibrations mean on the when you're pitching.
2 on, 1 out. And a foul
Really
ball.
helps us out there. Fouls it off
Makes the
2-1.
count 2-1.
I assume it's like, I had a guess that maybe it's because they're looking there.
Just
I don't know how these guys are not swinging at
That's
anything.
a really good take right there. Slider down and in. Very difficult to get on the same plane and do anything with.
Team 20 games under 500. We know how this goes.
And they're all loaded up.
And bases are loaded.
Pretty easy walk
Oviedo
right there.
walking the
Last
bases
pitch wasn't
loaded.
even
That's
much to
not
think
what we
about.
want. If you're on the edge of the zone. Well, how come I get
Jose
the
Tena up next for the Mariners.
how come I get that at times when I'm getting the vibration right now. And this is where I'm throwing the pitch. What does that mean?
And
Good
now
Lord,
upstairs,
Oviedo. Are you
ball
scared of the
1.
strike zone, my dude?
No strike.
That was strike.
First inning and already up to 23 pitches. In the dirt.
My
but
God,
slips
dude.
away.
You cannot throw a strike to save your life now.
Runners hold. Count moves to 2-0.
Well, that was a fastball when I used that example. There's a fastball.
Foul.
2-1. Nothing's really locating at the moment.
And a 2-1 hammer.
Jose
but
Tena.
foul.
I don't know who this is. Let's check who this guy is. 2-2, by the way. Okay. Nothing really spectacular. 25-year-old, 74 overall. Good contact versus righties, though. Good clutch. In a way, it actually helps us that he's hitting with runners in scoring position. Kind of been everywhere. What's up, Amish? It's because you're under pressure.
1 out. Base is full.
Like, right now, I feel the vibration. I get that. He's nervous. But, like...
The 2-2 now.
Oh, that ball
That one is
tattooed
absolutely
center field. That will easily score a run. I just want to stay in the park. Cook has
And it's
just
gone,
enough
just
time.
in front of the wall. Runners tag up from second
That will be a
to
sac
third.
fly.
They'll
2-0.
score on the sac fly, and they take a 2-run
Oh,
lead.
they blow a horn for that.
Sometimes all you gotta do is
2-0
your
Mariners.
job and don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple. Runner third,
Rough
less
inning
than
here
2
for
outs.
Oviedo so
Put
far.
the ball in play, and a nice job with the sac fly.
And up next for Seattle, Cal
I'm always
Raleigh.
under the
He was
impression that
hitless in
if I
4 at-bats yesterday.
if I feel the vibrations, it's going to be a ball.
There's a
Hey,
strike.
then I call that a
Lots
strike.
of pitches
There's
thrown
Cal
in this
Raleigh.
first inning. It's kind of that nightmare scenario for starting pitching. But you know what? It's still early enough. He can settle in. He can get some length if he just cleans up his mechanics a little bit.
28 pitches here. Oh my goodness, hot
to
shot
first base,
Spencer
and he
right
snags
there.
it to end the inning. But 2 runs
Woo.
for him, and they jump ahead. We'll head to inning number 2 at T-Mobile Park. It's the Mariners 2.
Well, the Mariners
and the
get
Pirates
2.
nothing.
Drew Pope solo shot and a sac fly by Tena. Oviedo really walked himself into a jam there. 2-0 after 1.
New inning getting started at the plate for
Did I see the
Pittsburgh.
Machado's 3
O'Neal
errors in
Cruz.
1 inning? I did not.
Gilbert,
Man.
an all-star a season ago. He features a slider, a four-seamer, a
So
splitter.
yeah, O'Neal
a
Cruz, I talked about this at the beginning. He is really hot right now, to say the very least. Look at this, 16 home runs, 58 ribbies, 20 stolen bases on the year, hitting 344, still an OPS over 1,000. He is killing it here the first half of the year. WAR of 5. You know, recently he's hitting exactly 300. 2 stolen bases. He has struck out 10 times, but 12 for 40. Not awful. I need him to stay hot, though. We're going to need him.
And occasionally uses a cutter. Next pitch is inside.
1-1.
And 1-1. Time to look at our umpiring crew in this one. Kenny Jansen behind the plate.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
man.
expect a
I did
little
too.
inconsistency
The
on
Drew
the
Pope
corners.
pitch was
He
a
doesn't
mistake.
make
I shouldn't have
any
done that
wild
fastball
calls,
inside.
but he does give and take there a little bit.
Because the
so
AI can hit the
he doesn't have
fastball
the easiest
inside, it
strike zone
seems.
to figure out, especially as the game goes
should know
on,
better.
when you're expecting it to become more consistent.
Don't think we're going to re-sign him. We're going to trade him. What, Cruz?
Inside. And the count is even 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Cruz has 1 more year of arbitration.
Full count.
But it doesn't make sense for us to trade him this year. Number 1, he's a cornerstone player now. So I couldn't trade him even if I wanted to.
Up the middle.
Number 2, we're probably going to make the playoffs.
And quickly one away in the second.
Granted, if we have a big collapse. So we don't want to trade literally our hottest hitter when we're
This is
making a
Joey
playoff
Bart.
run.
Bart recently taking home Player of the Month honors.
Oh, Joey Bart got Player of the Month?
And what a show he put
Boy,
on last
JB.
month, Boog. Really impressive work at the dish, and I'm sure his teammates and the coaching staff
It is.
appreciate it. Great having a
Hitting
bat like this
368 in his
the
last
lineup.
5 games, 7 for 19. Joey Bart is hot, man. I would trade Joey Bart if we were struggling. He's going to
Ripped
scorch
towards
that.
third.
But
Clement over to first.
grounds out to Clement. 2
2
quick
down
outs.
to the top
Logan
of the
Gilbert's
second.
going to be hard to hit off of. I don't think we'll do very well.
2 down, base is empty. And now the right fielder, Griffin Conine.
Here's Conine.
That's
Getting
in
a
there.
cool
Strike
285.
one.
16 home runs for Conine.
Next offering is fouled back.
Quickly down 0-2. I mean, this Seattle Mariners team's got some good pitching.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2.
It's going to be hard for this offense to score more runs if we can't hit off the pitching. Am I right?
And that's in the dirt.
1-2.
Now, Griffin Conine is an unknown for next season. I would probably like to re-sign him.
Up and in.
I'm going
And
to
the count's
guesstimate
even
at
2.
best we have 2 more years of Conine before Chris O'Neill is ready.
Battling here as he fouls it away.
Cubs having a problem. The Cubs have always had a problem with their bullpen. Yeah, they don't really
2
have a
outs.
closer. And that's a
Towards
fair
first,
ball.
and it
Conine
stays fair.
gets our first hit of the game. It's going to be a long single, though. Yeah, Porter Hodge is hurt. Ryan Presley has been awful in high situations.
Now here is Termarr Johnson.
Flexen's been pretty good. So has Keller, Brad Keller. He's been solid, but they've been using them as middle relief guys. Palencia is 1 for 2 in saves, I guess technically if he's in the saves, the closer's role, but he's not really in the closer's role. Who else am I missing? Caleb Thielbar's been pretty good, but I think the Cubs do need some help. I doubt they're going to get Batista, though. They do need a closer. 100% need a closer. Like, Presley was supposed to be it, but he's not great. And I'm glad they took him out. I'm glad they didn't do what they did a couple years ago with Albert Alzolay. You know, God rest his soul, because I don't even know where he's at. But the Cubs waited 2 months into the season before they took Alzolay out of the closer's role. And Alzolay blew, I think, 12 games, and it just so happened the Cubs missed the playoffs by 8 games. So, I mean, I'm glad they didn't wait. But yeah, they probably do need some bullpen help. Johnson, left field. That will drop in.
So that's 2 straight, 2
Back-to-back hits. 2 out, 2 on. I think he's with Philly now.
Now batting key Bryan.
I hated to see him. I hated to see the Cubs get rid of him. I liked Albert Alzolay.
And that drops in for a strike.
But I think he would have been better utilized in a different role. That's just my amateur opinion. But he was supposed to be the closer. That's the thing. He was supposed to be the closer, and it didn't really work. So out of baby key, right field. That's going to drop in. And that's going to score a run, I hope. Here comes Conine home. Safe. RBI single. Bryan Hayes gets us on the board.
Well done. Drives in the run. Showed a willingness to drive
Nice
that
job by
pitch
Hayes.
the
Good
opposite
two-strike
way.
approach.
Didn't get
Just hits it
jumpy,
the other
didn't
way.
Try to pull the ball. He let it get deep. Took the barrel right to it and then extended through the swing.
You're
for
down
the
by
line drive
1.
Base hit.
Billy Cook, the next Pirate to hit.
And Boog, I'd say he's due.
And here's Cook.
And that's
Another player
downstairs.
we have
And
to
that's ball 1.
Well, he's
question
just
what
given
we're
up
gonna do
3
with at the
straight
end of the
hits,
year.
and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a
I'm
good
starting to think
time
Billy
for
Cook may not be an
somebody to call
everyday
timeout.
player.
Maybe
He's
the
hitting
pitching coach go out
174.
there and talk to him just a little bit.
And a swing and a miss.
Man.
There's that slider.
Just missed it. 1-1 to Billy Cook.
And a count 1-2.
But we've seen Cook perform well in the past. You know, he hit 276 last year. It was 100. He played 100 games last year. Hit 276. I don't expect a lot of power out of him. Mostly his thing is defense and speed. Stole 10 bases and only committed 3 errors last year, and that's him playing in a lot of positions. So that's really good. But he just don't have it this season. And he's 28. I'm starting to think that maybe he's going to become a backup next year.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Christian Yelich has 24 stolen bases.
Traffic on the bases with 1 already in here at the top of the 2nd.
Woo! Billy Cook.
High fly ball.
High,
Out
deep,
towards left
center field,
back
but
there.
Julio
Onto the track, and he
will
makes
get
the
it.
catch. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit, and this is now a 2-1
We do get on the
ball game.
board.
Major League Baseball is on the
2
show.
1.
Bottom of the inning. Now at the plate, Ernie Clement.
All right, let's see if Oviedo can have a better inning here. Got the 8-9-1 due up. Here is
That one
Ernie
fouled
Clement, third baseman, leading it off. We're showing some fight.
At 96, that pitch is
1-2.
in for a strike.
And you know, I still don't think that Bubba Chandler is a guy we're gonna call up this season. I know he's technically ready, but unless we have a devastating injury, I can't really call him up.
Cuts on it.
Clement swings and misses. Oviedo strikes him out. Second strikeout of the night.
Look at the three-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple.
But I can probably guarantee you that Bubba Chandler will be in our rotation next year.
0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul
Next
that
year
off.
is when we start to see some,
Now, Ha-Sung Kim.
you know, maybe some draft prospects coming into play.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a
Some
strike.
contract decisions
Kim
next
is
year
one
will
of those
also have to be
players that
made,
It's just hard to take your eyes off of
including
him, man.
O'Neal
Not many
Cruz,
players
including
in the
Jared
2023
Jones,
World
including
Baseball
Mitch Keller.
Classic had more fun than he did. He hit a grand slam in a win against China, and earlier in the tournament had a 2-homer game.
Ooh, missed
Delivered
that
some
slider.
special moments
Kim fouls
for
it off
Korea.
0-2. Kim signed a 6-year deal, I believe, with the Mariners. Two, 4, 6, a 7-year deal with the Mariners. So, Mariners have their shortstop. Good year. Yeah, I seen that. I hated to hear that. What do you guys think about all these crazy, like, mock trades for schemes now in real life? It's borderline insulting, really. What's the point of trading
Gets a piece
schemes if
there,
you're
we'll
just
do it
going to
again.
continue to be an amateur team? I mean, there should be no reason that team is struggling. You got Bryan Reynolds, you got O'Neal Cruz, you got Paul Skeens.
His bat stays in the zone for
I don't think the
a long time.
bullpen's
Gives
that
him the
good,
ability to
but-
foul off tough pitches.
What team in the Central has a good bullpen?
0-2 now. Gets a piece and stays alive.
Kim is fouling all these pitches off.
Fouled
I
off.
don't know, too.
And they'll do it again.
Well, having such a tough time putting him away. 6 foul balls in a row. Man, what a battle.
Oh, he's going to clean out someone's farm system.
1-2.
That's why when they did that mock trade with the Cubs, I still don't think it was enough. It was Cade Horton, Matt Shaw, and Owen Casey for Skeens. And I'm like, that's still not enough. I'm sorry.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch
Three
for the
positions
strikeout.
they need,
So
but
the
I
batting
mean,
order turns over. Drew Pope
I don't know.
now at the plate.
That's
He's
still not
already
enough.
homered here in this one.
So here is Drew Pope. I talked about him earlier. He's 22 years old. He's an 82 overall. He was drafted first round in 2025 draft by the Mariners. Pretty much came up immediately. Had a good rookie season. I don't know if he won. Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year in 26. So this is not a nobody type player. He's got contact. He's got power. He's got vision. He's got decent fielding. He's got speed. This man is a complete package. Now, he's not Mike Trout complete package, but as we've seen, he's still very good. He's pretty much the equivalent of our Danny Odell, except Odell's expected to be a generational guy. Led off the game with a solo home run in his first at bat. Let's see if we can avoid that.
Ground ball left side. Cruz.
Oh my
Tosses
goodness,
across
nice
the
play by
first,
Cruz as it
and
gets
the
by
Mariners
Hayes.
set
Cruz
down
will throw him
1-2-3.
out. Oviedo has a
Nobody
much
left
better
for
inning.
Seattle as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead.
Way to back him up there, Cruz. We're going to keep Cruz at shortstop.
Welcome back. And coming off a series where the pitching was
We're
outstanding.
absolutely
we
going
take a
to
look at
keep
those
Cruz at
numbers.
shortstop. Why not trade him at the maximum value? Because the second he gets an arm injury, yeah. And that's why I wouldn't trade for him. I'm sorry, like
Gilbert back to work.
I'm with you, man. I'm fully convinced as that's hit down the left field line. And Simpson could run, and he's going to get 2 off this one. Leadoff double by Chandler Simpson.
Waste no time there.
7th double of the year. But, you know, Paul Skeens is a great player. He's probably one of the best pitchers in baseball. But I still wouldn't trade for him because, like you said, he throws hard. He throws hard consistently. How do we know that arm's not going to give out?
Runner in scoring
I'm just saying.
No outs. Next to hit, Spencer Horwitz. Fly to center his first stop.
Atta baby Horwitz. Dude, he stabbed that ball to right field. 114 off the bat for Horwitz. Hits it right to Drew Pope out there. Simpson will tag and get to third on that play, though.
And here is Bryan Reynolds. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1.
Tough night for Horwitz. 2 good timing, perfect timings, and they've both been out.
That's in for a strike.
Here's Reynolds.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
And there goes Reynolds.
Hit to right center.
That will easily get down. That will actually go over the wall. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Bryan Reynolds.
The 2-run shot is
gives us the lead.
Of the season, and they take the lead.
You kind of expected that to happen.
The brighter the lights, the more he shines.
Gilbert's slider has been hovering around the plate so much in this game. A player like Reynolds is going to take advantage of that.
Gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge.
So Reynolds' 2-run shot gives us the lead.
He stayed on it and got all of it.
Here's O'Neal Cruz.
I'll take that. Perfect, perfect.
0 for 1, he grounded out in his first at bat. Ball 1, no strikes. Cruz.
Much that Jackson
in his
Holiday
6th
has been Kobe
season
Mayo.
Batting in the cleanup spot. He's usually in center, but today starting
Right.
at shortstop. Still only 1 out here in the inning.
I think baseball's a cycle. You know,
Line drive.
Cruz pulls out in front of that splitter.
Newman to
2 down.
first in time. And there's 2 away.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the
Even
home
soft
run.
tossers throw their
Not
arms out.
allowing it to
I
stay
understand
in
that,
the
but
head,
like
going to work
you
at
have
the
to
next
admit
hitter,
that
and a tough
it
one
seems
at that.
So
maybe
2
I'm
down
off
now,
base.
and here is
But it seems
Joey
like soft
Bart,
tossers
0
have
for 1
a
so far.
smaller chance of throwing their arm out. I mean, Kyle Hendricks
swing and a
is
miss,
a
and
prime
that's strike
example of
1.
that.
1 strike.
Now, granted, Kyle Hendricks is not Paul Skeens, but Joey Bart, right field. That's going to get into the gap. Let's go gap shopping here in Seattle. It's Joey Bart. Gets a stand-up double.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. I'll tell you, when you smoke a
But would
line
you be
drive
willing
into
to
the gap
trade?
Like that, I mean, sure,
Like, let's be
home
honest,
runs are
right? You
king,
would
but
agree
I
that
feel like
if
nothing
anyone
makes you
wanted
feel
to
like
trade
a
for
true
Skeens,
professional hitter more
they would
than
have to
pulling
clean
the
out
other
that
way.
farm system. They would absolutely have to clean out that farm system. Would you be willing to set your farm system back
So next
for
to
a
the
player
plate
like
for
Paul
Pittsburgh,
Skeens?
Griffin Conine, 1 for 1.
I
with a
say if he's
single
like
and
the
a run
only
scored
missing
so
piece
far.
you need, you might take a risk on it. But if you need more than just an ace, probably not.
Off
That's
the
a
mark
ball.
there, and that's ball 1.
1-0.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a guess. Like, I really
Runner
don't.
at second, 2 down.
I'm just saying, like, there's really no other pitchers like Skeens right now.
In there at the knees for
So
a strike.
you would think that his value is going to be very high.
Just got the corner. There's nothing you can really do with that.
Line drive right to the shortstop.
But he's there for the 3rd out. But 2 come
Hey,
across to
hey,
score in the
Bryan
inning,
Reynolds
courtesy of this 2-run homer.
Takes that slider
It's
and
now
he
a 3-2
deposits it.
ball game.
Deposits
Watching
it
Major League Baseball
over the
on
right field
the show.
wall. We got the lead, 3-2.
Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been playing well.
I don't know what that guy's looking for. Hey, there's your Pirates in the last 10 games, 7-3, including taking 3 out of 4 from the Brewers, who are second in the division. We swept the Angels. We actually lost the series against the Cubs. But that series against the Brewers really gave us some space in the division. That kid is so small. Like, he dresses good for a little kid. Like, it's not slouchy, is what I'm saying. All right, so 3-2, bottom of the third. Oviedo, you have a lead now, sir.
And that finds the mark on the outside corner. Strike one.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and
That's true. Maybe I'm overvaluing, or maybe I'm undervaluing top prospects. You know.
Swing, and this one's bounced on the ground.
Nice job by Oviedo.
And a quick
Fields
out
his
of
position
one.
very well. We'll get Kevin Newman one down. Some talent.
Julio Rodriguez.
Well, the Pirates need
Next to the
anything.
Mariners,
Like,
walked his first time.
that's the thing, though, with the Pirates. They could compete if their ownership gave a darn. I mean, you've got good hitters. That's going to slice through. Rodriguez on base for the second straight
So
time.
a man aboard now with one away.
They've got pieces. You know? I mean, the injuries you can't help, obviously. But
and the hands just continue to
they've got pieces.
through.
It's not like they're the Rockies or the White Sox, you know?
Runner on at first with one gone. Luke Raley getting ready to hit. He reached on a walk his first time. Swings through that
Curveball
one for
there.
strike
0-1.
one.
0-1.
But I don't know why you would trade him this early. Like, what if Skeens gets, like, a Cy Young this year?
Oviedo with a move to first. Rodriguez back in on a dive.
No, I agree. I agree. It would be smart to do that.
Here's the pitch. Runner on the go.
There goes Julio. Joey Bart
Throw to second.
guns him out at second base. Bart with the dart.
Even with big-time speed, it's not easy to catch him.
Rodriguez goes back to the bench. Stolen base
Quick,
attempt.
not raw,
Denied.
and accurate.
Good throw and good tag. Skeens isn't moving for 3. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely not.
2 down, nobody on. And
That a
swing
boy.
and a miss.
Oviedo,
He's
much
notched
better
4
third inning.
strikeouts now. Mariners go down quietly.
Mariners go
there.
down.
They
1,
trail
2,
it
3.
3-2.
3 innings in the books. Keep her going.
Start of the 4th. Here's the
Because the
second
Pirates,
baseman,
I
Tamar
truly
Johnson.
think if the Pirates were 100% healthy, they could be a wild card team. Tamar Johnson rips that
And
into
a
right
liner
field.
around into right center for a base hit.
There's the rookie. By the way, Tamar Johnson's been pretty solid since coming up. He's not setting the world on fire.
Here's the third baseman.
He's not setting the world on fire. But Tamar Johnson's been solid. He's hitting 244, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. Even got a stolen base. He's slugging close to 700. But, I mean, like I said, he hasn't been perfect. But he's been all right. You know? And he's just going to get better. He's only a 68 overall. So we'll see where Tamar Johnson plays into our role in this team in the future. And then what we do with Nick Gonzalez. Because, I mean, they'll play. You know, a fringe wild card team, yeah. They aren't better than New York. No.
Brian Hayes.
Oh, absolutely not.
Drove in a run his first time through.
They would need some help.
Yeah, there's a foul ball.
They would absolutely need some help. But I'm just saying that if they had no injuries, if they had Jared Jones, if they had... I think Keller's still pitching. Is Keller hurt?
They forced this starter to throw more pitches
Well,
than
anyway,
he wanted to at this point in
Skeens,
the
they
game.
need some bullpen help. Their bullpen, I hear, is just absolutely horrible, which, like I said before, what team in the Central isn't? But ownership, I mean, it's the same thing we see with the Rockies, right?
And
Ownership
that
just
pitch count
doesn't
is
want to do
impactful
anything.
Because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved.
Oh, that's a tough call.
Couldn't pull the trigger on a fastball.
That's a tough call.
Got a little bit of a
Hayes
questionable
strikes
call
out.
on that fastball right there. It appeared to miss off the outside just a little bit, according to the electronic strike zone. But that's the type of location. Where
But yeah,
you kinda
no,
have
State,
to
I think you
understand
worded it
that
correctly.
it's
A
close
fringe
enough to where you
wild card
don't
team.
wanna put the
That's
fate of
probably
your
more
bat in the
accurate.
hands of the umpire. He did, and he got burned.
Now, Billy Cook.
It's like that year
Swing
that
and a
the
foul back, that's
Nationals
out of
were a
play.
wild card team, I think it was in... Was it 2016? 15? 16? Something like that. They were a wild card team.
And a swing and a miss.
1-2 to Billy Cook.
Back-to-back sliders, now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Was it 2016?
Swings
Cook,
and
right
hits
field.
one
That's
out
going to get
towards
caught.
right field.
Or it's going to go
And
foul.
that
Just
will
kidding.
drop foul.
That wasn't an
0-2.
easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to
But hear me out here.
against mistakes. But that's
What if
not
everyone
that
was
pitch
healthy on the Pirates?
The 0-2. Double play ball to second.
Ownership gave a darn.
Off balance feed.
They are not going to double up Billy Cook on that play. So fielder's choice.
Great effort there.
Let's say they go out and sign...
Didn't really have enough time to set his feet and make a
Just hear me out.
accurate throw. Had to rush
Let's go.
it,
Let's say they go
but
out
he
and sign
got it
Kyle
off and he
Schwarber in the
got it there in
offseason
time
because
to
he's a
get
free
that out at
agent
second base.
after this season.
So the lineup flips over.
You put Kyle
And
Schwarber
now
in
the
that middle of that
Pirates leadoff
lineup.
man.
Bryan Reynolds, right? O'Neal Cruz, Schwarber. Joey Bart's been a pretty good catcher for them. So you could throw Joey Bart in there. But, I mean, that's an okay middle. That's definitely better what you got. But, of course, it's a pipe dream, right? Absolutely a pipe dream.
Cook, the runner at first with 2 gone.
78 pop time. Do we want to try to steal on Raleigh? Probably not. Gilbert's got some good velo. 40 steal rating.
And that one fouled off.
I think it should be a rule. I think if I was MLB commissioner and there was one rule that I could make without any opposition whatsoever, good luck with that,
2 outs.
is
In the
that
air, left
if you
field.
are the owner of a team,
And that is that.
if you do not finish over 500, I'll give you
Pirates
flexibility.
lead 1,
If you do not
but they're
finish
up
over
3-2.
500 in the first, like, you go 5 years without finishing over 500, you will be voted to sell the team. Because that means you do not have
As we take a
proper
peek at the starting
initiative
pitching so far this
to
year.
make that team better, which is part of my product. And if you are not helping make my product better, I don't want you there. It seems kind of harsh, but, I mean, you get 5 years. You could do something in 5 years to get you over 500. Even if that is, 82 and 81. Or 81 and 80, whatever.
The wind and the pitch.
You get what I'm saying. Fraley
And
fouls
he
that
lays
off.
down a bunt. And that's just foul. An uncharacteristic mistake from a really good defensive player. And now the 0-1.
And, especially we've
Swing
seen
and
with the
a
Oakland
pop-off
Athletics,
in foul
or the
ground.
Athletics, excuse me.
He's
As
got it,
Fraley
and there's
fouls
one
out.
down.
We know now, for an absolute fact, if an owner just doesn't like the city he's in, he could just tank
Jose
the
Tena
team.
digs in now.
He could just
Drove
tank
in a
it
run with a sac fly,
and
his
get no
first time
punishment
up.
for being bad. Definitely harsh? No, not at all. Ground ball. Nice
Hard
pick
hit
by
left side.
Cruz. He
Cruz
throws out
of
Tena.
first.
2 down.
And a couple of quick outs.
I don't think that's that harsh. I'll even give you if you finish at 500. If you finish at 500,
And now the switch
you get 5 years.
Cal
I
Raleigh.
mean,
This guy, one of the best defensive
it took the
catchers
Cubs
going. You
under.
talk
Well,
about
no, it
framing,
didn't. But
the ability to block, catch, and throw.
I can't remember
He
when
is at the top of the game.
when Theo became the manager,
Outside,
general manager.
1-0.
Really good athlete, and many times we talk
For
about
sure it was under
the
5
feet
years.
of infielders. This
Yeah, he had them
catcher
at
as
500.
well. Really quick feet. He's able to recognize the pitch, see the trajectory.
But these really
and
bad
get into a
teams,
spot where
like
he
the
can block
Marlins,
those
the
balls and keep
Rockies,
them
the
from
White
going to the
Sox,
backstop.
they don't want to win. Ownership doesn't want to win.
Really impressive with the
And
way he
if you're
frames,
telling
the way that
me,
he sets it up, because
like if we're trying to make this the best sport in the league, you want all your teams to be.
He steals strikes for his
You want all
pitcher.
your teams to win. You want them to
Pitches
win. You want them to
downstairs.
compete. I'm not saying they have to go out there and be a playoff team every year, but dear God, the Rockies, for goodness sakes, are what, 8 and
2 down,
43?
nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th.
We thought the White Sox are going to have the best, like the worst season of all time. The Rockies are like,
That's ball
Hold on a
4,
second.
tried
I
another
got this.
fastball, but missed the spot.
Well, that's a really good take
But
right there. and
that's just unacceptable,
mentally
man. That should be
prepared, knowing that
unacceptable.
If it's not on a tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have one more strike.
I'm
to
sorry,
work with.
that's-
Not easy to
that's
lay
ridiculous
off,
to
but
me.
He did an excellent job in that plate appearance.
I don't think my bar's set too high. I think people's bars were set too low.
Clement stands in now and
The
watches
Rockies are
strike
deplorable.
one.
Yeah. Like, besides the stadium, who is one player that makes you want to go see the Rockies? Hold my Coors. Yes. Heads up.
That one way inside.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Hold my Coors. I mean, I can think of one, but why would you go to a
Good job
team
to
that
fight
doesn't
that
want to
one
win?
off.
I don't know. Now, see, I don't
Spoils the
completely
two-strike
agree
pitch,
with
and he'll
that
see
because they're actually they got a plan, right? They have a plan with the prospects. They drafted well. They've got good prospects. They made the playoffs.
Squirts away a little
You go to
bit.
second, and Bart's going to be really slow to
Go
get that ball.
second, not in time. He's there easily. So a wild pitch allows the runner to
But-
advance.
No, I wouldn't put the Orioles in that category. Now, like, if they just started trading all these prospects, like, if they started trading, like, Rutschman and Holiday and
That missed by a lot. Full count now.
all these guys,
Ha-Sung Kim in the
then I would be
on-deck
like, okay, you
circle,
guys are
hoping
going
to get a
full
chance to
Miami
make a big
Marlins.
impact here.
You're going full Miami Marlins. That a boy rings him up.
And he didn't like the call.
Oviedo, 4 walks. That's not what we want, but good job,
A lot
buddy.
of adrenaline,
You
we
kept
can
the
see
lead.
it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking
He's a used
that,
car salesman of
executing,
MLB.
and getting out of a tough
I would say that belonged to the Pirates. I think Nutting fits that role more than. Once again, the Orioles made the playoffs last year.
Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel
The
so
Pirates
far.
haven't
Here's
been in
how
the playoffs
starters
since,
have
what,
performed up to
2015?
this point.
Yeah, I like the used car salesman. That's pretty good, though. I like that one. What about the used car salesman? Oh my
Swings
God,
and pulls it
Spencer,
foul
man.
to the right side.
He is going to connect on
You
one
know,
of these pitches, I'm
Pirates,
telling you.
Simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. We've seen how many line
But you're
drive base
disappointed
hits
in your
they've been
team.
able to
I don't
produce
blame
in
you.
This one, 6 to be exact, and they've all been pretty loud.
Swing and a
Horowitz,
ball
right
lifted
field,
in the air,
hits it
right
hard
field.
again.
He just missed it. Pope makes the grab, one away.
The third straight time Horowitz is going to hit the ball hard, and it's going to be an out. That's rough.
And now here is Bryan Reynolds. He's already homered in this game.
Here's something cool, Boog. When they finished building T-Mobile Park back in 1999, they actually opened it up.
So here is
in the middle of the
Reynolds
season.
gave us the lead
I
with a
remember as
two-run shot.
rookie with the Chicago White Sox, we opened the season at the Kingdome, and then when we came back later in the year, we were playing at T-Mobile Park. It's a beautiful place, great scenery from center field, and I always enjoyed playing here.
Swings
Charlie
and
Morton, Kyle
misses.
Gibson.
And the count is
I mean, to be
0-2.
fair, those guys had
Man,
good
that's
seasons
just a
last year.
nasty splitter. Bottom
Maybe
falls
not
out of
Corbin
it. Don't see a
Burns.
lot of guys throw that these
But-
days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
One down, base is empty.
And besides, Burns made his decision. You know, it wasn't like the Orioles didn't want to go after him because they didn't think they could get him. At the end of the day, Burns made his decision.
Foul ball still 0-2. Base is empty, one away, and we're at the top of the fifth.
Been told to put your phone down. All right, man. I appreciate you. Ooh.
That one
Reynolds stings at center field.
Rodriguez, drop step,
Julio looks up.
cannonball coming.
And for the second time tonight,
Another homer.
Bryan Reynolds
His second home
clears
run
the
of
deck.
game, and they add a run. It's 4-2.
14th home run of the year for B-Rye. How about 2 home runs and a 3 RBI night? He is carrying the team. 4-2 Pirates. Yeah, swashbuckler. I don't know.
No matter how this outing ends, that pitch is going to
Bryan Reynolds, man.
For a while. An 0-2 mistake.
We have got to get this man a ring.
Pitch out of the zone. He left it in the spot that the hitter could
And that
do
is
some
going to be it
damage
for
with,
Gilbert.
and
They are
that's
going to go to the
exactly
pin.
what he did.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Logan Gilbert won't go any further tonight, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this.
All right, well, we've run Gilbert out. Let's see what this pin looks like.
Number 14 comes on now, on for his major league
Alex
debut,
Clemmie.
and a moment he will never forget.
Making a
Better
debut.
believe that. It's
Fastball,
always
curve,
so
slider,
special
changeup.
the
We'll take a
first
look at
time
him.
You get into a big league ball game. I did it as a position player.
Looks like he's a
but
lefty.
For him, as a pitcher, I'm sure there's some
boy.
nerves there. Probably don't want to squeeze
Let's check out Alex Clemmie. 21-year-old. Round 2. Drafted in 2023. I thought he was drafted at 17? 16? He's a starter, so of course he's coming out of the bullpen. Fastball, curve, slider, and changeup. And we have nothing to report on this man.
baseball too tight.
Let's
Just
see what we
relax
got.
and do
First
what
batter
you're
you have to
capable
face
of
is
doing.
O'Neal Cruz.
Base is empty, one away. Up next for the Pirates, O'Neal Cruz.
And O'Neal Cruz says, "Welcome to the bigs, kid. Clear the deck."
On its way.
Cruz
Right
missile
here.
coming.
That'll fire up the dugout.
5-2.
His 17th of the
Pittsburgh,
year, and
thanks
they
to
add
O'Neal
on. It's
Cruz.
5-2. That's their third home run of
Team
the
leading
game.
17th home
They're
run of the
having
year.
A lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got
First
the
pitch
long ball
swinging.
working for them on
For
autopilot.
the big man.
Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one, and you know he's just trying
First
to get one in there
pitch
for a strike.
fastball.
And on
Can't
the
be
other
doing
side,
that.
as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and
Got a
let it
Cruz
fly.
missile.
It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him,
435
but now he's got to
feet.
find a way to reset.
So one out, nobody on. Joey Bart.
Oh, it was
the
a
next
slider,
Pirate
excuse
to
me,
hit.
not a fastball.
1 for 2.
Okay. Now Joey Bart gets a hold of one, and he's going to go gap shopping for the second
Now
time.
return for second.
And your
got his
previous
second double of
National
the
League
game.
Player of the Month. How about 2 doubles?
Couldn't have timed it
For
up
JB.
any better than that. Man, that feels so good to shoot an absolute bolt the opposite way. Split the gap and
I am
know
so
that
glad
you
we
got
have found
extra
our swing
bases
again.
right off the bat.
We're starting to
That's
be
the
such
kind
a
of thing
streaky
hitters dream
team.
about when they're falling asleep at night.
Now it's the right fielder, Griffin Conine. Not even
But this is a
close
team that's
there.
20 games under
And
500.
that
We
is
should be
ball
better.
one.
You know, we should be. Game's not over yet, so don't celebrate quite yet.
Swing and a foul out of play.
So Conine, second on the team with 16 home runs, I believe. Yep, there he is. So Cruz has 17, 16 for Conine, 15 for Bart, 14 for Reynolds. And Horowitz will get to double digits at some point. Then it kind of falls off after that. But we do got some power. 1-1 to Conine.
And that is out of play.
2 to Conine. That was not a good pitch. So Alex Clemmie shows up,
Runner at second.
gives up a
here,
home
one
run and a
gone.
double.
Lifted in the air, out to left. Fraley should have it.
Conine flies out to Fraley.
Drops into the glove. 2 away.
2 down. I still don't know why our third base coach is wearing a pitcher's jacket.
Now it's the second baseman, Termar Johnson. He's 2 for 2.
All right, here's Johnson. 2 for 2 on the night.
Splits the plate, 0-1.
There it was. Oh, here it is. Hit
The
it.
rookie, number
Get the
7
take,
prospect
it's a
in our
head to count.
organization.
Bart at second with 2
He's
down.
been doing fairly nicely.
Swings through that.
I did not go immediately swinging like that. Good job, me.
Ended up on the outside edge, just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
DeMar Johnson, from what I've played with him, is that he really hits the ball hard. Like, he can barrel that ball up. Not really for home runs,
That
but
one
it seems
off
like
the
he
mark,
just knows how to
and a count
find
1 and
gaps.
2.
1-2.
And there's a ball.
2-2.
Side note, I know I keep, jumping topics and stuff. When we get to Sam Cinecor, when he eventually comes up, he has got a wacky batting stance, as Johnson will strike out, that I did not give him.
But 2
And I'm gonna
round
keep it that
trippers
way.
in this inning, the long ball was working. It's now 5-2.
How about a lead?
This is Pirates baseball.
Bryan
on the
Reynolds
show, Pittsburgh.
Gets his second home run of the night, and then O'Neal Cruz, back-to-back shots, 5-2 Pittsburgh.
Back at T-Mobile Park, John Shabby with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5, Ha-Sung Kim.
Cool. All right, Oviedo. Got a 3-run lead now. We can be a little aggressive. Not careless, but aggressive.
High fly ball, and that one curling foul down the right
State,
side.
by the way,
Well,
good
these
episode you
Mariners
put out.
Need to bring up the quality of their bats and specifically their swings. Just one extra base hit for them.
You got any,
they haven't exactly been
plans
hitting the
to
ball
trade
gap
any of your
gap or out of the
players?
park. That makes it really difficult
Ground ball to
generate
Cruz.
runs.
And the
Throws out
leadoff
Kim,
hitter
one down.
retired in the 5th.
Oh, I think the key, if he can get through one more inning, anything
Got the
after
draft.
that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the
How does
finish
one
line.
tie?
The offense needs to start showing some fight against this
So
starter.
back top
He's
lineup
doing
we
his
go.
thing
Here is
out
Drew
there.
Pope.
They're going to have to push back at some point and make him work a little bit harder.
Hard on the ground.
He
to
swings
first,
the first pitch.
and he handles it
Sends
himself.
it right
for
to
the out.
Horowitz. 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning. Oviedo settling in.
2 outs,
See how the season
bases
plays out.
empty.
I'm very
And
fascinated.
stepping in for the Mariners, Kevin
I didn't
Newman,
expect your
0 for
team to
2
be where
in
they're
this
at right
one.
now.
Right through there for a strike.
Do you have any? I mean, obviously, let me ask this question where it doesn't feel like you have to spoil anything. Do you have any players on your team
Two down,
that you
nobody
feel like
on.
you're going to extend?
Swing and a fly ball
Newman
in the air out towards
flies
right
out to
center
Cook.
field.
That's a quick
Makes
inning.
the catch, inning over.
Oh, Bellinger could be a trade. Ooh. Could probably pull that off. 5-2 Pirates. We are halfway done here
All
in
set
Seattle.
for the top of the 6th. At the plate for Pittsburgh.
Viewer pick game.
Brian
We're here in the
Hayes.
6th inning. I want to thank you guys for voting on this.
Hayes,
This is voted on
30
by the
years old
community
now,
over on
and he's a
YouTube
former
and
Gold
on
Glove Award winner.
X.
Drilled out towards left
As
center
Reynolds
field.
gets a hold of that one, but that will be
On his
caught.
way over,
One pitch, one out.
brings it in, and there's one away.
He was all over that first pitch fastball.
I'm glad y'all voted for this one.
Missed it. Man, this guy was ready to hit.
I didn't mind the Marlins.
Here's the center fielder.
I wanted
Billy
to put
Cook.
3 teams that I thought would be interesting in their own right. You know, obviously the Reds, interdivision rival.
First pitch
The
misses.
Marlins because they're so
Activity
bad,
in
and
the
I want to see
bullpen.
why they're so
Penn
bad.
Murphy preparing to come
And
on
I
if needed.
put Seattle on
Warming
here
up as well.
because I've never played here in this game. This is the first time we've been to Seattle. So, glad you guys voted for that.
Right.
As Billy Cook lines right
Makes the grab, and there's 2
out
gone.
to Drew Pope. 2 down. He'll only be 30 on
So
the open
Pirates
market.
batting order turns
He's
over.
probably not going to get a
And
whole
now
lot.
the Pirates leadoff man, 1 for 3.
What do you estimate he'll get as a free agent?
Just missed.
1 ball.
2 down,
no
nobody
strike.
on. And we're the top half
And I know
of the
this sounds
6th.
weird, but I like Chandler Simpson at leadoff.
Next
I know he doesn't have the average for it,
and it's 1-1.
but if he gets on base,
Pretty good
he's
as
pretty
far
much
as being in the
guaranteed to get
strike
second.
zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Because if you get Simpson on, then you have Horowitz behind him, then you have Bryan Reynolds, then you have O'Neal Cruz, and then you have Joey Bart. Popped him up.
This one
That's
in
the
air.
thing. He's got to get on base.
Newman. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Heart of the order, 3-4-5 coming up. It's the Pirates 5 and the Mariners 2.
Shout out to Yackers. He's got a Mariners franchise going right now. He just started streaming his stuff on Twitch.
Back in Seattle, bottom of the 6th. And
Good
now
franchise
for
guy. I
Seattle,
love his home run
Julio
call.
Rodriguez.
Yackers, if you're watching this, shout out to you, buddy.
Oviedo back to work.
Ground ball.
Hard hit right side.
Julio
He
retired
takes it
on one
his
pitch.
own,
Oviedo
and
getting
that's
a lot of
one
ground
out
balls.
as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th.
Now batting, first baseman, Luke.
$30 million a year.
And now
I wouldn't do
Luke
that.
Raley.
30 years
A
old.
strikeout and a walk.
Also, I don't know if you've ever noticed this state. Maybe it's just me,
Well, you got to give him credit out there on the mound.
but
This outing
I've
started off a little
noticed that
shaky,
whenever
but he's found
I
a way to
give
settle in
someone
and turn this into a pretty
either
good
an
start.
extension
Kinda shows you a lot about his
or
mental
like a
makeup as
long-term
pitcher.
extension, or if I give them a short-term extension, that first
Now,
year of their
this-
contract, they always underperform. Or most of the time, they just underperform. Maybe that's just me.
The Pirates leading by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. That misses the zone. 2-2.
It's 2-2 to Luke Raley. This will absolutely be his last inning.
Swing and a miss. And he
Got the bender
struck
working,
him
2 down.
out. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one.
That,
I
okay,
gotta think
I'm
that
glad
was
that's
the
not
plan
just
all
me.
the way. He set him up with a high fastball.
I'm glad that's
and
not just
then
me.
Bury that curveball down low to get him swinging. Now, especially with how effective pitchers work up in the zone these days, that's a devastating combination.
Like, you know,
Fraley
Paul
bounce
Skeens,
to hit, takes
good
outside.
example. Paul Skeens, you know, obviously he just started his big term contract with us, $33 million a year. This is his first year of having that contract, and I don't expect him to go 23-1 ever again. But compared to what he has been doing, he's really struggled this year. He's almost given up a hit per inning. He's already almost given up as many runs as he has, you know, last season. The walks are down so far, but the whip is up, and you just wouldn't expect him to be falling off this much. You know, I'm not saying he has to go 23-1 again, but he's really
Fastball for a
not
strike at
Paul
95.
Skeen-esque
One ball,
this season.
one strike.
Then again, we are halfway through the year, so maybe I should hold my judgment
Swing and a chopper out to
until
short.
the end of the season.
Cruz out to first.
All right.
3 up, 3 down.
6 solid
inning
innings
over.
for
Nobody left
Oviedo. That
Seattle,
will be it
and
for
the deficit
him.
remains
6 innings of
5-2.
2-run, 2-hit ball. He did walk 4 people, but he really settled in after the 3rd inning. Let's go to the 7th. Middle of our lineup, dude.
We go to the top of the 7th, and here's the first baseman, Spencer
Let's see here.
Horwitz.
Who do we want here? Cal Raleigh has more power. Clement. I think we're going to get Wentz in here. This will probably be a mistake, but yeah, we're going to get Wentz in here. So here's Horowitz, 0 for 3. He's hit the ball hard all 3 times, though.
Ripped on a line
And he's
to
going to hit the
center.
ball hard again.
Rodriguez makes the grab, 1 pitch and 1 out.
Man. 0 for 4. Exit velos. 101,
To the plate now
111,
for Pittsburgh is the
98,
DH,
and 93.
Bryan Reynolds. Reynolds.
No
He's
hits.
got a couple homers
Ugh,
already,
that's a rough
so
game.
Can he possibly do it again?
Come on, man. Of course he can. Those two he hit were legit.
So here's Bryan
and
Reynolds.
he looks pretty locked
And he's
in
been
right now
good.
at the dish.
2 home runs, 3 RBIs up to this point. Switching and hitting from the righty batter box.
And a swing
He
and a
wanted
miss.
it.
Just a bit tardy there. Not sure if he had a hard time
He
picking it up
wanted it.
out of the hand or if he was sitting off speed.
And a foul ball.
Quickly 0-2. We're getting a little aggressive here, and I don't mean to, but
Base is empty, 1 away. Here in the top half of inning number
just what's
7.
happening. And Reynolds.
Third hit.
Not a
of the
home run.
day for the DH.
But how about 3 hits for Reynolds, though? 2 home runs and a
This has been
single.
a really nice game at the plate for him. He looks locked in. Nice line
Love to
drive
see
to
it.
the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
1 gone, runner at first.
Love to see
O'Neal
it. Here's
The
Cruz.
next to hit. Late with the swing there.
By the way, it's good to know that YouTube doesn't push my short when it's over a minute long. Like, you know that you can make 3-minute YouTube shorts now.
Reynolds, the base runner at first.
The last 2 shorts I've made that have been over a minute, YouTube just doesn't push it at all. Don't know why. Cruz
Hit hard,
stings
base
it to
hit.
right field.
Quick throw
Back-to-back
in.
hits.
Lead runner holds it second with 1 gone.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. And man, I'll tell you, a line
I'm gonna
drive
spoil
like that
something.
into the gap just
I'm gonna spoil
feels
something
so
else.
good.
The
It's
short I make
feedback
tomorrow will
that
be
you
over a
have
minute,
everything
probably.
on time and in
It's gonna be
control
about
from
Bryan
start
Reynolds
to
unless
finish
something
with your
extraordinary
swing.
happens.
First and second, 1 out. Joey Bart now at the plate.
Oof.
Yeah, that's fouled off.
Here's Joey Bart. He's had a good night. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Look at those numbers. 285 on the year, 15 homers, 55 RBIs. He is a free agent at the end of the year.
0-1 down. Late swing fouled off.
Do we sign Joey Bart again? 30 years old. He's 79 overall. Do we re-sign Joey Bart after this season? Because we do have Henry Davis waiting. We have Indy Rodriguez.
2 on, 1 out.
Wow.
Got him swinging.
Ignore that. That was on me.
Execution of that
Joey,
ball.
that was on me.
Down and in, he
I
gets it
forgot the
out of
count.
danger
My
zone,
bad.
And you really can't do it much better than that. It's in the
We're just
zone
gonna move
the
on.
entire way, so you have to swing as a hitter. But
2
then
on,
it just
2
falls
out.
off the table and almost hits
Let's
you
go
in the
9.
back foot.
Digging in, Griffin Kona.
Oh my God, that was your
And
pick.
that one wrapped foul.
Wait, based on how much it's watched, it's so weird. It is weird because, like, I'll get one that's 30 seconds and I'll get 900 views on it, close to 1,000 views on it. And then, like,
Next
my
pitch
most
is
recent one I
outside.
put out that
2 outs.
spotlighted
Couple of base runners at
Tamar
first and
Johnson,
second.
it got like 11 views. And I'm just like, okay, that's rude.
The 1-1 is fouled off.
That's rude. But I get it. It's fine. I don't do this stuff for views. I just found that kind of funny because I don't understand YouTube all the way. Wow.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And he's registered 3 Ks
All right,
in
Clemmy
this
settled
one.
in.
Couple of strikeouts with runners on. Sometimes
Go
you
9
gotta
swings
really
and
bear down,
misses.
and he did just that.
We
Nice
get 2
job
players
getting out of
on,
the jam.
but nobody comes around to score. Let's go bottom of the 7th. Let's go to the bullpen.
We're back in a
First
new
up,
pitcher
Joey
here to
Wentz.
start the bottom of the 7th. Joey Wentz.
Hasn't really been that good. I'll be honest with you. I think if we
Now it's
do
the
make a
DH,
trade,
Jose Tena.
we're going to look for a lefty reliever. Because Wentz hasn't really impressed me that much.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Getting a shot, though. I want to give him a shot. He is only 29. He's a 63 overall. Fastball, cutter, change, and curve. He has not pitched in a couple years. But he hasn't been that great. He's been better recently over his last 10 innings pitched, but still not what we want. So let's see how he handles near the bottom of this Mariners lineup.
There's the strike.
Big at bat right here.
If I remember correctly, according to team statistics, the Mariners come in 23rd in the league in team average. I think it was 233 as a team they're hitting.
Next offering is fouled back.
But so Wentz, this should be a very favorable outing for Wentz.
Swings through it, and
There's a
that's
good start.
strikeout.
Well, that's a
Gets
curveball
Tanya.
that people like to describe
I hope I'm
as
saying his name
hammer
right.
Or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a
I still don't
looping
think
slow
he's going to be our guy
curve.
in the
He throws it
playoffs.
hard, and
We
it gets
do need to
plenty
probably
of
look
bite
for
on
a
the end.
lefty reliever on the market. Now, on the trade block, there are two relievers. There are two lefty relievers that's on the trade block.
And here's the catcher.
But I cannot trade for either of them because both of them are on teams that are competing. And that is frustrating.
1-0.
That is frustrating that I cannot trade for that
One down,
because
base is
the team that's
empty.
competing.
Ground
Nice
ball
play
scooped
by
up,
Hayes.
Brian Hayes. Hayes to first.
out Raleigh, two down.
Two up, two down.
It doesn't
It would
make
be a
sense
great
for me to go
defense. You
out
have
and
to
get a
deliver
top-tier
consistently.
lefty
It doesn't
reliever
matter how
from a
many
team
highlight
that
reel
is also
plays you make, if
competing.
you can't execute the small stuff, just like we
Don't
saw.
make no darn sense.
And
I'll
up
tell
next
you
for
what.
Seattle, Ernie Clement, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
And then to be honest, free agency doesn't really have anything better. So
That one misses.
we're either going to go with Joey
Ball
Wentz or we're going to have
The
to hope somebody
Mariners
shows up on the
trailing
market.
by 3 here at the bottom of the 7th. That misses, and the count now 2-0.
Because besides Joey Wentz, we only have one player in our bullpen that's a lefty, and that's AJ Puck.
In this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
Check swing, and he went. Now 2 balls and a strike.
So I don't know. We'll have to, keep track of that. We're in June. We're in late June. So I guess technically we're kind of running out of time. I'm debating if the next episode would be the draft.
And that
Good
one
curve,
missing
3-2.
low.
I think we'll do one more episode and then we'll do the draft. I don't know. We'll see if there's any interesting teams between here in the draft to face.
The 3-2 is outside, and it's ball 4.
And he's going to
One of the
give
things about that
Clement a
two-out
walk.
walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side.
Here's
of it.
Ha-Seong Kim.
Kim
Ball,
up to
no.
the plate for the 3rd time
no.
as he looks at 1 down low.
Trying to think what team I could look at for a lefty reliever.
To the left
The
side,
Rockies
but
do
it
have
is
one
well
lefty
fouled.
reliever. But I don't know if he would be worth trading for.
Clement off of first with 2 away. The shortstop takes the ball.
I don't really have anything in our farm system either. Don't really have anything in our farm system lefty-wise.
Just missed.
3-1.
Drew Pope
Oh, Drew
would
Pope's
be
on deck.
next if they
Okay.
can extend the inning.
And he's homered already, so I'm sure he'd love a chance to do some more damage here.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Pope comes to bat here. If Pope comes to bat here, we are absolutely not going to have Wentz facing him. And he looks like he will.
The other way, that's a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second.
Back-to-back
Now
two-out
on with
hits.
2 outs.
Well, that was one of those high percentage advantage
Joey
counts
Wentz
where
just not
batting
impressing
averages
me.
are just so much higher. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and
This
still
is a
put
very
something
bottom
on it. That pitcher's
part of the
inside,
lineup.
and he had to get really deep, so pretty incredible
This is a very,
hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
Bottom
Now,
part of the
that sets
lineup
up
of a
huge
team that hits
at bat in this
233,
ballgame.
and Wentz is having a hard time getting them out. I may give Wentz until the All-Star break, and if I'm just not impressed with him, like if he doesn't sim very well, if he doesn't get better, unfortunately he's going to have to be DFA'd because he's out of options, but I don't think anybody would claim him. Just really hasn't impressed. Okay. So let's bring in Carmen Majinski.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Joey Wentz is done. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the
coming
new
to the
arm
plate.
in a minute.
We need somebody a little more reliable.
New pitcher on here, Carmen Majinski.
He's having a ton of success facing left-handed hitters this season, so this seems like a smart move to turn to him with a lefty at the plate.
All right, so Carmen Majinski is up. 28-year-old, 78 overall reliever. Fastball, slider, cutter, sweeper, and circle change. Good pitching clutch, good hits per 9, good home run per 9, which is, of course, what we worry about here. Had an okay last 10 outings. Could be better. But he's only given up 1 home run. And that's the only thing we kind of fear here. Is the home run.
Next to hit, Drew Pope. Swinging a
Immediately
foul
hanging
back, and that's
changeup.
out of play.
Two on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Pirates up 5-2. And Drew Pope is making me flinch. Let me put it that way.
Tying run at the plate.
He got him! Carmen Majinski.
Mariners leave a couple. They
How
trail
you
at
doing, Rook?
5-2.
Get out of here. Does his job. Cleans up the mess. 7 innings in the books. Pirates lead by 3.
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Penn Murphy.
And as relievers go, he's not a big
Ken
strikeout
Murphy
guy.
in.
He tries to force weak contact, so command and execution are huge
From
for him.
the bullpen.
Termar Johnson getting ready to hit.
Here's Tamar Johnson. Penn Murphy. 32 years old, 73 overall. Once a highly touted free agent closer. Got a slurve, fastball, and a sinker. It's been pretty good, though. If I needed another righty, if I needed a closer, this guy would be someone I would consider. Doesn't throw velo. No velo whatsoever. Plenty of break, though.
And
He's got
first
that
offering
funky
is
delivery
fouled
that's
off.
going to 100% throw me for a loop every time. Oh, my God.
Swinging a foul straight back.
How about 11-year age difference between these two? Penn Murphy, 33. Tamar Johnson, 22.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
How's that pitch off? He's aggressive. Give him that.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
Good at bat.
And
One,
ball
two.
Boy,
one.
good take. 1 and 2. I think Johnson definitely has a future with this team. It's just going to take some time.
That
Almost
misses
went
the
of that.
zone. 2-2.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take
2
that.
balls
He's
and
seeing
2
the ball
strikes.
out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
What do we got here? We can't use Holderman. Okay.
Chopper right side.
That's a nasty slurve.
Newman. Whips it to first.
Good at bat by Johnson, but it'll
Leadoff
end in
man
a
is
ground out to
here in the
Mr.
eighth.
Newman. 1 out.
Key Brian Hayes digs in now.
And here's Hayes. He does have an RBI tonight, so I cannot say he hasn't done anything.
Just missed.
Outside, 1-0.
Action in the bullpen for Seattle. Hagen Danner, the hard-throwing righty.
Don't know who Hagen Danner is, but Trevor Gott also warming up.
The 1-0.
Oh,
He swings and
you
fouls
gotta
one
do
off.
something with that pitch, man. You gotta do something with that. I was early on it, but still, you gotta do something with that.
Off the mark there.
2-1.
2-1.
Key Brian Hayes is also another question mark. You know, he's got 3 years left on his contract after this season. We cannot trade him. But Danny Odell is going to be taking his spot, right? I would sacrifice a little defense for generational talent.
Cuts and misses.
Hayes strikes out. Good slurve by Murphy. 2 down. What's up, Ray? Hagen Danner was a Blue Jay?
2 down, bases empty.
I've never
So
heard of
next
that
to the
dude.
plate for Pittsburgh, Billy Cook.
Good timing miss. You just can't be having that.
And first offering is fouled off.
Odell's ready. Oh, he's more than ready. He's an 83 overall in Double-A right now.
Two outs.
Wow.
Swings through that one for
But the
strike
reason I
two.
have him down
He's
there
got such a good
is not for
sinker
his
center.
hitting.
You
I want
gotta
him
look
to
out
have a
for
little
the
bit better
zone. You
fielding.
look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
I had a baby
Ground
Billy
ball
up the middle.
And it's through for a hit.
Seattle claimed him off waivers. Oh, okay, so he's actually on this
Back
team.
against
Okay.
the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way.
Still here
Once
in
you get the ball
27.
by the
That's crazy.
pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on.
'64 overall, 28-year-old. Fastball, slider, 2-seamer. Has some velo. Oh, yeah, you're right. There he is. He pitched to 1 hitter. That's all this guy's got. He's pitched 1 hitter. That was an out. Okay. Don't know what happened to him in 24. I guess he was just not signed. I don't know what happened here, but it's kind of funny in a way. I did not know that.
Ground ball, so a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
And the batter now, number 96.
All right, here's Chandler. But yeah, to answer your question, State, Odell is ready. But he's down in the minors to work on his fielding.
Runner takes off. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
Throw to second. Out there.
Billy,
And
you
the
can't even
inning is
score.
over.
You can't even steal a
The
base
catcher
off of a guy that
definitely
throws
ready for that
88.
stolen
Oof.
base attempt. Got in position quickly, and
That's
a strike
rough.
down to second base to end the inning.
Kind of slide was that, too. All right, 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th we go. 5-2.
And welcome back to the ballpark. On to the bottom of the 8th. Stepping in, Kevin Newman.
So Majinski hopefully can have the 8th here.
That
would be
one
ideal.
finds the zone. It's 0-1.
I think, though, at the All-Star break, we're going to promote him to AAA.
And that's in
Because he's
there,
absolutely
Anthony.
crushing
Quickly
Double-A
into an
pitching,
0-2
as he
count.
should
Both
be.
Pitches were down in the zone. I think you set your sights a little bit higher because you'll have a tendency to chase if you look down in that area.
Foul ball, it stays
2024, he
0-2.
was in Buffalo, AAA Toronto team. 25, Seattle claimed him after designated for assignment. He was out of options. Okay.
That's a little bit low.
Really good take.
Thanks for the
especially 2
insight.
strikes.
I didn't know if that was a real guy or not. Hopefully we won't have
And
to
it's
see him.
fouled off. They'll do it again.
He may come in for the 9th inning. Who knows? It would be smart to
ball
bring him
still,
in for
1 and
the
2
top of
count.
the 9th because a soft tosser going against Horwitz, Reynolds, and Cruz doesn't sound like a good idea. So he's in their AAA system right now. Kevin
foul
Newman
ball, he
is
stays
upsetting
alive.
me. I need you to stop hitting everything. Atta boy.
And he grounds
Ground
one to the
ball.
right side.
Johnson
Throws to
just
first.
barely throws him out.
One up,
Almost
one
takes his
down.
time.
That play won't be trending
One
on
down.
social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection.
Ray,
This
how you
game
been,
is
man?
a lot harder than it looks, partner.
Julio Rodriguez up next for the Mariners. And what a two-way player, not just offensively, but as good a defensive outfielder as there is in the game. That misses the
1-0.
zone.
I messed that
Ball
up.
1. The Pirates leading by 3 here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Clips the corner and the count 1-1.
1-1 to Julio Rodriguez. He has been on base twice tonight. One by a walk, one by a single.
The 1-1 is fouled off.
Oh, it's not bad. Tomorrow's Leo's last day of school.
And a 1-2. Battling here as he fouls it away.
And then my boy will be a 3rd grader. Ooh, that was a hanger.
Fights it off. He'll see
But
another.
proud of him, though. Very proud of him.
Well, he missed a
Got straight
hittable
A's.
off-speed pitch right there. Not sure exactly with the timing. Sometimes you get a backup breaking
straight
ball.
A's.
You're expecting it to make its move at the end. It never does, and you're tied up.
Stays alive.
School finishes early. How late does school go for you? Like in your neck of the woods?
The 1-2.
Atta boy, home with the White Castle special. 2 down.
Well, we saw a solid effort out of their
Mid-June?
starter. The bullpen is following
When does
suit.
school
Just a
start
good day
for
as
kids
a
up there?
manager or as a pitching coach, when you can hand the ball off to multiple arms and get stability from all of their performances.
Oh, my goodness. Luke Raley
Well struck. On its way.
pulls it,
And it's out of
and
here.
that's going to wrap around the fair pole.
He made him pay for that one. His 12th of the season.
Mariners
It's
within
5-3.
2. He was sitting on that. Oh, yeah, you can't throw a fastball inside. What am I doing? Silly me. Can't be doing
Chris,
that.
that ball came out hot. So let's see what StatCast has
111
to
off
say.
the bat
Yeah,
for
it really did.
Raley.
111 miles per hour off the bat, and a really nice launch angle
I
as
got
well. Just a
Raley.
beautiful
Got
swing from
railed.
start to
Yeah.
finish.
Like I said, the AI always sits on the
Here's the
fastball
left
inside, but it
fielder,
also
Jake
missed that
Fraley.
pitch. So
He's been a great free agent.
I also
side.
missed that pitch. So I get it.
And that's downstairs and
Early
outside.
September. Okay, that would explain that. I can't say for everywhere in the country, but here in Georgia, North Georgia, they start school like the first week of August. First or second week. It kind of varies, but oh boy.
Out towards left center.
Fly ball left center
On
field.
the move to the alley.
Simpson.
But the left fielder calls
Will
him
grab
off
it.
and makes the catch. And that is the third out of the inning. But not before
Luke
they're
regularly
able to
smoked
draw
one.
closer with this blast. It's now
8
a
innings in the
5-3
books.
ball game.
We are up by
It's
2.
Major League
Who is
Baseball
that?
on the show.
Crunch time. Let's go to the 9th.
We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound.
They're
Trevor
going to bring
Gott.
in Trevor
And
Gott.
this could be a tough first test for him right here. His numbers against lefties aren't great this season.
Ooh, 375 against lefties. Okay.
Now the left fielder.
All right, David Bednar's out 100%. And we're going to have him come in for the 9th.
And that one.
You hate
pulled
Rayleigh?
foul.
Why is that? Can never get him out when you play Seattle. He's only got like 98 power. Jeez.
The 0-1.
Oh my goodness.
Caught.
Well, baseball can be cruel, can it? I mean, sometimes it gives.
Chandler,
and
you
sometimes
got
it takes
robbed, my
away.
guy.
He did everything right on that swing, but he's got nothing to show for it.
Speaking of getting robbed,
Up next for the Pirates, Spencer Horwitz.
Horwitz has had the rough game. He's 0 for 4, and that looks bad, okay? But all of the pitches he's hit have been 95, exit velo of 95 or higher.
That one.
And there's
ripped
another
right
one,
center
101
field.
off the bat, and finally,
And one hops off the wall.
Horwitz
Should
will
be
get a
extra
knock.
bases. Fires to
That has
second
to feel
to
good.
eight, into second with a double, and that was
12th
hard
double of
hit.
the year for
No
Horwitz.
waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch.
Ernie Clement,
Pretty
yep,
much
he's
just a
here.
textbook double into the gap, and
I
when
don't
you
know
can
what
drop
happened
one
there.
in
I
between
think
the
he was
outfielders,
traded.
You know you're making the turn
I think he
first.
was
Just an excellent swing.
traded from the Blue Jays there. I'm not 100%.
And now, Bryan Reynolds. And there's the
Here's
strike.
Reynolds. He has had a monster game. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, a single. Chance to add
One
on.
out, the runner at second. You're at the top of the 9th.
And he's going to hit that high.
Field.
Deep right field.
Ball coming.
Clear the deck. Cannonball coming for a third.
That's his third
time.
home run of the game. And they add a couple more.
Bryan
It's 7-3.
Reynolds
Singy, the ball is jumping off his bat.
Yes,
may have just put it to
is.
bed.
Tons of loud contact. Man, it's been impressive.
7-3 Pittsburgh.
He's putting on quite the show at the dish here in this one, and he's just so locked in with this swing.
That ball
He's
was
just not missing
tattooed
right now. 3-homer
out of
game,
here.
Man, it's so special. And I tell you what, it's a lot of fun watching him pull it off as well.
7-3. Okay, well, we don't need Bednar at the moment. Let's see here. We could try Puck here. Bryan Reynolds is player of the game. 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored, a 4 for 5 day. It's incredible.
And now, O'Neal Cruz. And he swings and misses.
Incredible
at the
night for
initial
Bryan
offering.
Reynolds.
God, in his 8th season, he throws a cutter, a sinker, a four-seamer, a curve.
That gives us a little bit
and
of
he works
breathing
in a
room.
changeup. One down, base is empty. Swing and a ball
Cruz
lined
gets a
out
hanging
towards center.
changeup, but he'll
He
hit it
makes the
right
grab.
to
And there's 2 away.
Rodriguez. 2 down here in
As
the
soon as
ninth.
he's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand, you cannot hang a breaking ball right there. Lucky
Yeah,
it
lucky.
stayed in the ballpark.
2 outs,
lucky.
base is empty. Joey Bart, the next Pirate to hit.
Our offense is good right now. I don't know what else to say.
And a foul ball.
I'm borderline thinking about tweaking the sliders down. A lot of home runs, I'll admit. A lot of home runs.
That one hammered center field.
And Bart gives it a ride. Center field, Julio on the warning
Pulls
track.
it in on the warning track.
Will grab it.
Another look at this
But
2-run
hey,
homer for Pittsburgh.
Bryan Reynolds, I'm sure you've heard of him.
4-run lead at 7-3.
Hits his third home run of the game,
You're
gives us
watching
4-run
Pirates
lead.
baseball on the show,
Bottom of the ninth we
Pittsburgh.
go. Let's close it out.
Back now as they hand the ball to a fresh arm to
Gonna
start
bring in
the
A.J.
bottom of the
Puck.
ninth. A.J. Puck.
And they felt it was
We'll have
time to bring
Bednar
on a
ready to go.
left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter
Just in
coming
case.
up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked
I think I
when
told him to
opposing
sit
teams did
down,
that
so
to
let's
me.
get Bednar warming back up. So checking out A.J. Puck, 31-year-old, 79 overall lefty. We signed him to a 2-year deal in the offseason. Fastball, slider, sweeper, sinker, and splitter. He's been okay. I mean, he's been kind of as advertised. You know, a lefty guy that doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He's only given up one, but he hasn't really been utilized. Only 16 games he's been used in. So I'm going to move him around in the bullpen to where he can get used a little more. But he's been solid. See how he does here.
Tenna in the box
Got the
now.
6, 7,
No
8.
balls and a strike.
0-1.
Tana don't have a hit. Raleigh does have a hit, I believe. And Clement, I don't think has a hit. So
Right through there.
it's
for
got
a
to
strike.
favor Puck here.
And 1-2.
Jazz Chisholm's on the Twins. Whew.
Swing and a
Fly
high
ball,
fly
right
ball,
field. Conine.
Conine.
Show some love with the
And
glove.
there's
One down.
Now the Mariners catcher.
Okay, he's got a
Raleigh.
walk.
He is at the top of the game in terms
He
of
doesn't have a hit,
defense
but he's got
at
a
the
walk.
catching spot. And first offering is fouled off.
It's so impressive because these guys have to do so much study and preparation for
we're definitely
their
gonna be
pitchers,
scouting
for
for a
opposing hitters, and
lefty
really their
reliever.
number one job is to guide that staff through a ball game. And so
Also
when
going to
you
keep an eye on the
also
waiver wire.
can turn it up offensively and be a force there. That is a win-win.
There's been some interesting
every
players on
manager's
that
dream.
waiver wire.
Andy O2 keeps the at-bat going with a foul
Jordan
ball.
Groshans was on the waiver wire from the Yankees, and I thought about putting a claim on him.
The M's down by 4.
Um,
Here at the last
but the
half
reason we
of
didn't is
inning
because I
number
just don't know
9.
where I would put him.
Swings through it for the
Play
catch.
second and third.
Now only one
Don't
out
really need
remaining.
that.
That's
So.
about as nasty of a
Good
splitter
strikeout.
as
2
you'll
down
come
here in the
across,
ninth.
especially in terms of movement.
Let's get
I mean,
Clement
that thing
here and finish
tumbles
it off.
out of his hand and just drops off
He's
the
also
table
got a
at the
walk.
last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Clement in the box
Slider,
with 2
0-1.
gone. And takes a look at a called strike.
That's like I said. Next episode, it'll be another game,
That's
and then
in
we'll
there.
have
And
the
count
draft.
is 0-2.
All right, now, he may have not liked either of those first 2 pitches or agreed
I think
with
the way that the
umpire's
schedule's
call,
working
but at
out this week,
point,
I
he's
think
gonna
I
have to
may
bear
make the
down and
draft
be
a
ready to
video.
get anything close
I don't
to
know
the
yet.
zone.
The Mariners down to their final strike.
Because usually I would like to
Swing and
play a
ball
game with that,
popped
but I
up.
wouldn't have the time to. As Clement pops it up,
And he's got
Johnson
it.
gloves it.
And the Pirates take
Pirates
game
come
1
in,
of the series
get a
on the
dub.
road.
In Seattle.
Always nice to grab the opener of a series. You come into a
Story
new
of the game's
ballpark
gotta be
and just
Reynolds and the
sometimes
power,
things
right?
aren't as comfortable as what you've been
3 home
used
runs
to.
for
The
him, a
mound
home
doesn't
run
look
by
straight.
Cruz.
The background isn't what you like, but they didn't let any of those things distract
Literally
them.
first
In fact,
pitch
it
that
looked
Clemmy
like they were
threw in
playing a
his
home
major
game.
league debut.
Excellent job to set the tone for this series.
7-3 is how this one ends. For Chris Singleton
Rayleigh
and our
hits a
entire
home run.
crew, I'm
Good,
John
good outing by
Shelby saying
Oviedo.
so
First
long.
2 innings were a little rough, but he really settled in after that. Yeah, Reynolds was hot. Final score, Pittsburgh 7, Seattle 3. Oviedo gets his 7th win of the year. 6 innings, 2 hits, 6 Ks. He did walk 4, gave up 2 runs. That was in the first inning. Bryan Reynolds, of course, player of the game. 4 for 5, 3 homers, 5 RBIs. We don't see that often out of him. 2 for 5 out of O'Neal Cruz, 2 for 5 for Joey Barton, and Chandler Sampson with a 1 for 5 outing as well. What else do we got here? 2 for 4 for Tamari Johnson, getting that average up to 256. So he is performing as expected. And that's what we want to see. So everyone does their job. When everyone does their job, we get a win. So hey, good stuff. Appreciate you guys who voted for this. This was a viewer pick episode. So thank you if you voted. Be on the lookout for the next one. We'll probably do that like some episodes down the road. But appreciate you guys very much for being here. Thank you very much for giving me part of your time. If you really want to help me out, if you want to like the video and subscribe if you wish. If you like franchise content, you're in the right spot. Follow on Twitter. And join the Discord. That's where you keep up with everything Pirates related. We talk franchise, we talk baseball, we talk what color underwear people are wearing. Not really, but we should never do that. Anyway, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so anyway, that's a win. Appreciate you guys being here. See you in the next episode, and until then, race it. Good night.